Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. So today we'll be talking about Saka Sirhind. The Saka that happened at Fatehgarh Sahib, including Tan Sri Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj's two Chhote Sahibzaade, Baba Zorawar Singh Ji and Baba Fateh Singh Ji, and also Mata Gujri Ji, Guru Gobind Singh Ji's mother as well. So a little bit of background context. If you haven't watched the previous videos, Guru Sahib's Parvar got separated when the Mughals attacked Guru Sahib at Kitpur Sahib, and they weren't meant to attack. They had promised that they would not attack Guru Sahib until they got to Delhi, but all they needed was for Guru Sahib to come out of the Anandapur Sahib's fort, and they attacked Guru Sahib, and the family got split when they were crossing Sarsa Nadi. And what happened was that Mata Sahib Kaur and Mata Sundri Ji went one way with Bhai Mani Singh Ji to Delhi. Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj and 40 other Singhs, along with the two Vadde Sahibzaade, they went one way to Chamkaur, and then Mata Gujri Ji and the two Chhote Sahibzaade were separated, and they went a separate way themselves. And they actually ran into Gangu Brahmin. Gangu was a devotee of Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj who had stayed at Anandpur Sahib for a very long time doing seva. And Gangu actually took Mata Gujri Ji with them to his house. And whilst they were there, Mata Gujri Ji had a few prized possessions with her that were, rich possessions. Baba Zorawar Singh and Baba Fateh Singh's age was very young at the time. They were, some historians say 7 and 9, some historians say 7 and 5. But Baba Zorawar Singh Ji was the older one and Baba Fateh Singh was the youngest. And it's still an age under 10, and for Sakti to happen against kids that are that young, it's quite inhumane. And that is basically what happened. Gangu, seeing what Mata Gujri Ji had, he actually stole Mata Gujri Ji's bag, which had a lot of sona and a lot of pearls and things like that in. And when he stole that bag, Mata Gujri Ji actually woke up and she asked Gangu what he was doing, and he said, tried to act very sly, and he said that, Gangu, that someone had stolen the bag, and someone had broken into Gangu's house and stolen the bag. And Mata Gujri Ji, obviously knowing what had actually happened, she replied very sweetly and said, Us chor davi, that thief must have had some sort of reason as well. And Gangu was a very lalchi person. He always wanted money. Thinking about what he was doing, he thought, what was the best way I could make money? Realizing that obviously Guru Sahib was wanted, he thought that he could get a larger sum by handing in Guru Sahib's mother and Guru Sahib's two Chhote Sahibzaade to the police, to the Mughals. And that's what he did. He went to the local Faujdar and he handed in Tan Sri Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj's Chhote Sahibzaade and Mata Gujri Ji to the Thana. So when they were handed into the Thana, Wazir Khan, who was the leader of Sirhind, he really wanted the chance to be the one to be able to say, yep, I've captured Guru Sahib's children and I've captured their mother. And he ordered the Sipahi to bring Tan Sri Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj's Chhote Sahibzaade and Mata Gujri Ji to Sirhind. So they were brought to Sirhind during this same week, and they were put into the Thanda Burj. This was a place that they had built. It was almost like a large tower that they had built for themselves in the summer. When in the summer, because of the heat that there is in India, in the summer they were able to sit up top there and they were able to stay cool. And what happened is that they put Mata Gujri Ji and the Chhote Sahibzaade into this Burj during December, which is, if for those of you who don't know, is freezing cold in India. And they were subjugated to that kind of a threshold of a punishment for such young for such an old woman in Mata Gujri Ji and such young children in Baba Zorawar Singh and Baba Fateh Singh. And again, it's quite dukhdai. And a sevak of Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj, Bhai Moti Lal Mehra, was someone who was working in the Darbar at the time, and he was aware that Guru Sahibzaade and Guru Sahib's Mataji were at in the Thanda Burj, and he paid one of the guards first with jewels and then with his own house, just so he could give them garm dod, just so that they wouldn't be in that kind of hurt for very long. But what happened the next day is that they were separated from Mata Gujri Ji, and they were taken into the Darbar of Wazir Khan. Now, Suchanand, which the Guru da Khalsa call him Chuthanand, Suchanand was one of the advisors of Wazir Khan, and he again really wanted the opportunity to be able to say, yeah, we killed Guru Sahib's children, we were the ones who got them captured. And he devised a scheme. He said there must be a way where we can not have to kill the Sikhs, not have to kill the two children, because that would look bad in our favour, but we can get our badla from Guru Gobind Singh Ji as well. And their way was converting the Chhote Sahibzaade into Islam. And what they actually did is that they had two doors. One door was very large, the other door was very small. Now what they did is they opened the small door and they locked the large door, so that when you would walk through, all the Sipahis would naturally walk through and have to bend their head to walk through. Then they would also, as they were bending their head to walk through, they would do a salam to the Nawab and to Wazir Khan to say, yeah, we respect you. It was a big deal. And that was their plan, that was Suchanand's plan, that, yeah, why don't we get it so that Guru Sahib's children were bowing their heads to Subha Sirhind, the leader of Sirhind. And what ended up happening is that the two Faujdars walked in, the two Faujis walked in, they bowed their heads to Wazir Khan. And when Baba Zorawar Singh walked forward to the door, instead of putting his head down and walking through, he put his jutti first, he put his shoe in first, meaning that we don't respect you, this is what we think of you. And they put their jutti in first, and then they walked through the door. So, and Baba Fateh Singh followed what Baba Zorawar Singh did. So he was already enraged just to see that. The moment they walked into the Darbar, instead of saying Salam Alaikum, they said Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh, which again enraged Wazir Khan a lot. And what they didn't realize was that these weren't children, because a lot of the times, especially in our community, in our lifestyles, we regard children as children, we treat them like children. But there are those few children that are sometimes past the avastha of children, they're past the children's state, and they are a lot more mature for their age. And that was what was going on with the Sahibzaade. The Sahibzaade, they were a lot more maturer, they were a lot more wiser than anyone in that court. And they, again, they answered back to everything that Wazir Khan had to say. Wazir Khan talked about the Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj, rallying people and being a buggy, being a rebel. And the Chhote Sahibzaade said that we're the same, that, this is what our Gurus taught us, this is what Sikhs are, we are rebels, we are not people who are going to sit back and look at injustice and just sit there quietly and do nothing. Because up till the point where Guru Har Gobind Sahib gave us Shastra and we started a battle against the tyranny, there was very less fights against oppression. And when Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj then fought so many jungs against the Mughals, against the Pahari Raje, stopping oppression, it was a big problem for them. And that was again what the situation was here. They didn't want Guru Sahib's children to carry on the idea of stopping oppression. And here their tactic remained, let's convert the children into Islam. They tried everything. They tried bribing them with, money, toys, mails, that kind of stuff. Again, they didn't understand that Baba Zorawar Singh and Baba Fateh Singh were in a whole different avastha, and they failed at every corner. Then they decided to send them both back to Mata Gujari Ji and let them decide, seeing that they would either accept Islam or they would die. They talked to Mata Gujari Ji about it. Bhai Motilal Mehra actually came as well and gave dod, and they did vichar with them as well, and they thought it over. And it was something that they had again forgotten, that they were the pote, they were the grandchildren of Tan Sri Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Maharaj, someone who gave their own head for a different religion. So why would they now give up that religion that taught them to give their heads for different religions? So when they went back into the court the next day, the same thing happened. They carried on, but this time they had a Diwan, Sher Muhammad Khan, who was from Malerkot, and Sher Muhammad Khan, which I talked about in Jang Chamkordi, the video that you can also watch, which is about the Vadde Sahibzaade and Chamkordi Gadi. Sher Muhammad Khan was the Raja of Malerkot, and his two brothers, Nar Khan and Gani Khan, were killed by Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj in the Chamkordi Jang because they climbed the pori and they tried to get inside. So they died in a yudh, and it was something that he wanted badla for. Now, Wazir Khan put Malerkot in that position to ensure that he would say, yes, let's kill the two children. And hearing what the children had to say, hearing their bahadri, he actually said, no, we should not punish these children and Mata Gujari Ji for what they thought Guru Sahib had done wrong. They should be going out and fighting against Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj in a jang, not trying to take their badla off two little children. And that was something that a lot of the court started to agree with. Then Wazir Khan tried to play a little trick, and he tried to get the kids angry. And what he said was that, well, what would you do if we let go of you, if we let you guys go? And Baba Zorawar Singh, Baba Fateh Singh gave the answer that he wanted, which was the true answer, that they would get a Fauj back together and they would carry on fighting against oppression. And that's what he was looking for. He was looking for something that all the Mughals could agree that was wrong. And Suchanand, hearing that, said a lot of bad words about Guru Gobind Singh Ji, saying that Guru Gobind Singh Ji was a zehreela sap, he was a venomous snake, and that his children, that a snake's children are always snakes, then there can't be something else. And that's what he was trying to say about Guru Sahib and the Chhote Sahibzaade. And at that point, Baba Fateh Singh Ji roared out and said that you are very lucky that we're your prisoners, because if we weren't, your head would have been dropped off your shoulders by now. And that is exactly what Baba Banda Singh Bahadur, Urf Bhai Gurbaksh Singh, actually did to Suchanand, or as the Guru Khalsa calls him, Chutanand. And that's what they did to him after. Now, Wazir Khan was begging the Qazi at this point to give them a fatwa, give them a punishment. Their punishment was to be bricked alive in a wall. Now, a lot of you may think, bricked alive in a wall, that won't kill them. Yeah, it will. It will, because the way they had bricked them alive was so that you could not breathe. There was no breathing room, so you would eventually run out of breath. And the way they bricked them alive was that the next day, when Mata Gujari Ji got them ready to go and get bricked alive, they were bricked alive so that when their bodies wouldn't match the bricks, hammers were used to break their bones to ensure that the bricks matched, so that it was really tight against their body like that, so that there was absolutely no breathing room in between their bodies, so that they couldn't move either. And it's atyachar, it's tyranny on young children. and it's quite a, it's a hurtful thing when you listen to it. So the two Jalads, Shashal Beg and Bashal Beg, these were two brothers that were in Wazir Khan's jail, and they were in jail for murder. And Wazir Khan was happy because all the other Jalads in the country had refused to do this had refused to do what they do, carry out this punishment. And it was only Shashal Beg and Bashal Beg that agreed to do it, as long as Wazir Khan let them free. And he let them free, and he let them do it. And what happened was is that they bricked them alive, and they started doing Japji Sahib part. When the part was finished, they had put in the last two bricks. They did a jikara, and they had run out of air, and they passed out in that time. A lot of people are then unaware of what happened. So some people say that the Gandha remained there, but most historians say that because it was dead weight against kachi bricks, the Gandh fell. The Gandh fell and it broke. Wazir Khan was very happy with himself until the Gandh broke. When the Gandh broke, he saw the Chhote Sahibzaade. He asked the Jalads to check their pulse, and they were still breathing. Now, the fatwa was that they would be bricked alive, but there was nothing about them being killed. And although the intention was there was nothing written clear-cut that they would have to be killed. And it was at that point where Wazir Khan basically ordered the two Jalads to chop their heads off and behead them. And that happened to a 9-year-old and a 7-year-old. So if we look at, the history that we have, it's a rich history that we live by. It's a history that we should be proud of. When we tie out the stars every day in the morning, when we tie these damalle in the morning, when we tie these dastara, tie all these fancy Patiala Shahi pugs, all these different types of dastara that we wear, when we tie them in the morning, we should think about the weight that we carry, that weight, that heritage that we carry around with us. We should be thinking about that. We should be proud to wear these dastara. Just because someone says that we look different doesn't mean that we should back away and cower away from keeping our case, keeping our dastara, and living as Guru Sahib told us to. What happened in the aftermath? Well, Diwan Todarmal, who was someone who worked in the Diwan, he actually paid for Guru Sahib, for this Chhote Sahibzaade, this sanskar. How? Wazir Khan actually put a shard on this. He said that anyone who would want to buy the jagah would have to stand up a coin on its side, so not so that it's round flat on the floor like this. It would have to be stood up on its side, and they would have to creed the jagah to do the sanskar like that. And Diwan Todarmal did so, and he was able to create the jagah for the Chhote Sahibzaade. Mata Gujri ji passed away as she was doing Naam Simran in the Thanda Burj after the two Chhote Sahibzaade gave Shaheedi. And then Diwan Todarmal and Bhai Motilal Mehra, Parvar Samet, were then also killed. They were also martyred. Diwan Todarmal was put in a machine that is used for grinding atta, a big machine that was used for grinding atta. He was grinded alive along with his family. Bhai Motilal Mehra was also suffered a similar fate, and they were given, just gruesome shaheediyan. At Damdama Sahib, Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj found out about what happened to the Chhote Sahibzaade from Bhai Noore, and Bhai Noore was a Muslim, and when he told Guru Sahib about this, Guru Sahib shot a teer into the ground. And when he shot a teer into the ground, there was a little plant in the ground, and it flipped and it came out the ground. And as it came out the ground, Guru Sahib said, this represents the Mughal Sultanate, that this was their last straw, this was the last thing that they should have done, this marks their end. And that's what happened, because then right after that, Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj went to Nandir Sahib and found Baba Banda Singh Bahadur, Bhai Guru Bakhsh Singh, who took over and took badala for the oppression in Punjab, took badla for the Chhote Sahibzaade, and made sure that Wazir Khan met his gruesome end. And that is our Shaheedi week. This is our Shaheedi week. There is a lot of Shaheedi in this week. There's a lot of stuff that makes you think. It makes you think quite deeply. I urge everyone who is watching, on these days, let's wake up at Amrit Vela. Let's, even if you're not Amritari, even if you don't understand Punjabi, if you can't read Punjabi, wake up in the morning, do some Naam Simran, do some Asa Diwar if you can, do some Nitnem if you can. Just, even if you do Japji Sahib Part, Chaupai Sahib Part, just do a part. Get that feeling inside of you of what it feels like. Try and understand what it felt like for the Sahibzade to wake up in the Thanda Burj in the morning. Try and understand what it felt like for the Charlie Singhs in Jamkaur di Gadi to wake up at Amrit Vela having not eaten in months. You know, let's try and understand that kind of mahal, and let's try and become those Singhs that were there around the time. Again, Baba Zorawar, Baba Fateh Singh were very young, and what they did was something that no one else has ever done in history. So let's try and keep that rich history going. Let's try and be those Sikhs that Tan Sri Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj gave up his whole family for. Because when Mata Jito Ji and Mata Sahib Kaur came to Guru Sahib at Nandir Sahib, and they asked, where are our char Sahibzade, where are our 4 sons? Guru Sahib said, in putran ke sis par var diye sat char muhe to kya hua jeevat kai hazar. Meaning that with these 4 in putran ke sis par, these 4 children, var diye sat char, we've got rid of our 4 sons. But what's wrong with having 4 when you've got all these Hazara Singhniya that are there waiting for that mother's love? So let's again be those Singhs that Guru Sahib made us. Let's be those Singhs that Guru Sahib can look down on us and say, yes, he is one of our Sahibzade. Let's be the brothers of Baba Jeet Singh Ji, Baba Jujar Singh Ji, Baba Zorawar Singh, Baba Fateh Singh. Let's be those Sikhs that Guru Sahib made us. Pullan Chukkan di Khema, I hope you've all enjoyed. I hope this taught you a little bit about Saka Sirhind. Pullan Chukkan di Khema, Waheguru Ji ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji ki Fateh.
ਅਕਾਲ ਚੈਨਲ ਨੂੰ ਸਬਸਕ੍ਰਾਈਬ ਕਰੋ। ਨਵੀਂ ਵੀਡੀਓਜ਼ ਦੀ ਨੋਟੀਫਿਕੇਸ਼ਨ ਦੇ ਲਈ ਬੈਲ ਆਈਕਨ ਨੂੰ ਕਲਿੱਕ ਕਰਨਾ ਨਾ ਭੁੱਲਣਾ।